Wait, sorry. Round up what you had to say about Kevin Samuels, because you said you disagreed with one or two things. Okay, I'll do you one further. Right, yeah. I can see that at this point there needs to be black people getting together, being constructive, talking about things that are going to directly affect us in terms of progression, and those things would be political and economic. Right, we don't really need to be focused on who we're fucking at the moment and blah blah blah. You know, you tune into something from America and they'll tell you how to keep a fresh vagina and shit like that, blah blah blah, but no economic plan. Right, all this expert stuff and you use different juices and acidic and alkalines in order to keep smelling fresh. Look, bitch, come show the youngsters a business plan, right? So they're experts in certain sectors, and that makes them money in America. CMOS, Gold, Divine, Mother Earth, Sanctified, Stargate, bullshit. There are guys on that tip. I'm on a political tip. But I appreciate his game. His game is much needed. I think he's an evolution of something that was very noticeable for black men and myself and yourself growing up. That, you know, in terms of the skewed media as it is at the moment, he's just one black man with a voice. I applaud any black man with a voice. I applaud any black man trying to say anything. He's not harsh. It's a level of discourse that demographic have avoided having for the last 20-30 years, and no one's spoken to them directly. So you're going to get that level of pushback. Personally, I got no problem with him, although I understand that niche thing over there. Is it my thing? No.
Yeah, but like I said, I've got nothing against his rhetoric or what he's saying, because he's being real. At the end of the day, he's being real, and he's just telling women the facts, and he's just saying, look, at the end of the day, if you want a high value man, at the end of the day, what have you got to offer to the table, blah 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 blah. And that's sense. That's just common sense.
Yeah, and he's making money out of the delusion, right? He's helping fix the community and making money out of the delusion. Other cultures get to make money out of the delusion and not fix the community. What do you think the weave industry is? Do you understand? What do you think the bleaching thing is? That's making money out of the delusion that somehow being like bright toothpaste from being white is somehow beneficial to you, and Pax here is making tons of money out of the black community. What Kevin Samuels is doing is just he's giving them rope. He's like, here's some rope, and we can sit back and watch these motherfuckers hang themselves, and you watch them there go, Kevin Samuels, right? And we watch it over and over again. And then you got the people that come on and they get defeated and they go off to their own channel and they make videos about what they could have said when they were there and blah blah blah. Oh, he's just some old man. Since when is calling someone an old man an insult? That's usually happy to get to those years.
You know what I mean?
Right? And absolutely. And anyone who's making money out of a YouTube channel, he's making money out of his little YouTube channel. He's making more money out of his YouTube channel in a couple of months than you earn in a year. His little YouTube channel. Like, I don't want to reiterate his points, but shaming tactics, all of that stuff. All of that stuff needed to be addressed. You had initially Tommy Sotomayor addressing it, and people said he was way too harsh, and he is. Kevin Samuels is an American problem for an American solution. If I was to wade in, I could say that all of those guys who feel a little bit kind of like penis envy because they know they're not making that money that he stipulates as a high value man money, right? All of those guys shy off that money. They could leave America, they could go to Venezuela, get themselves a bad bitch, right? Who basically they could provide for, who that bitch is thinking they hit the fucking lotto and they're getting all the trappings. They're going out to dinner, something they never do in their hometown. Have you seen 90 Day Fiance when they come to pick up these raggedy bitches from the Philippines? They're sleeping on a mattress on the floor with a curtain as their door, yeah? Hey man, if you're a standard electrician, you are that high value man to that woman. So it's all subjective. Yeah, cool. Do you understand? Right? Yeah. But the delusion is, and where he makes the money is, America is the first world country, right? Where and he knows that level of businessmen wouldn't even look at 99% of all the women ringing in. But those women ringing in want that caliber of man. Okay, that's delusional. Let's make money off that delusion. over and over and over again. You'd think people would have learned by now, but no, the delusion is strong. That's why he's got that little subtle. You must unlearn what you have learned. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Right, but
No, I'm saying.
anyway, sorry, I don't want to ramble.
Yeah,
But
but like you said, yeah, you know what I mean. At the end of the day, I'm not gonna knock a man's hustle. At the end of the day, if people want to ring in, if people can't see what the hustle is and they want to ring into it and support the hustle, I feel them business that. You know what I'm saying? And them business.
right, can I just say, every prominent speaker out in America at the moment, right, has said some out-of-pocket stupid shit. Right, there's only one or two that I follow. So every prominent name that black people follow en masse, right? And so you got to eat the meat and spit out the bones with every single person. You can't follow one of them religiously. If you do that, you're an idiot, right? So you got Tariq Nasheed saying if Ahmed Aubrey had some of his pepper spray, maybe he might have been able to get away from the white supremacists.
Oh, no.
While he sells the pepper spray.
Yeah, no.
Right, right. So you've got other people who have a lot of sway in the community who no one's ever seen.
Yeah.
Over there, you got people over there who were like back in the day were saying that Gaddafi took power from a black man, so we shouldn't be that much bothered about them taking out Gaddafi. Right? And these are all platforms, man. These are all platforms. Yeah. There's only right. So even like Kevin Samuels, give me a break. Kevin Samuels is a low-level Mason, ex-frat boy. Come on, like, look, give me a break. But here's the thing: the masculinity check. Thank you very much. Yeah, I eat the meat, spit out the bones. The other stuff, you're a high value man. If you're, and look, man, high value is. Like, at the end of the day, see, the funny thing is, right, I'm not making expert, but I'm an educated man, right? So I'm thinking, like, if I die tomorrow, what's this bitch teaching my son? Yeah, parlez-vous français? Yeah? Habla español? Do you understand? Sprechen Sie Deutsch? Yeah? Anything? Can you bring some added value? Do you understand? That, like, do you know maths? Do you know languages? What do you know?
Can you cook?
Oh, hold on. No. Those are prerequisite basics for even consideration. Right? Remember, everything that they're going through in America, right, we had 10, 15 years ago with the gender wars, right, over here in the UK. So we had people like Heavenly Truth One, we had people like Fugtition. We went through this already, right? And then we just made up our minds and went about our business. Right? Unfortunately, so we have things the way in our creation, and we're just getting that going about our business. Alpha males ain't complaining; they're just getting on with their shit. That's why you're not going to see one of those videos from me talking about how these women ain't blah blah blah. Because I'm just getting on with my shit. My girlfriend is in order. Do you understand? And hello, we're moving on. Thank you very much. God forbid, I know that if I died tomorrow, she would bring up a child of mine in my image. Make him go through all the books that I got on my bookshelf. Do you understand what I'm saying? Yeah? She's not going to look to try and find new dick as fast as possible just to get comfortable because she now has a mission. That mission would be the child. None of those people... Hold on a second. Every single person he has come on, he asks them, do you want to contribute towards the bills after you get married? Do you want to contribute towards significant bills? Hold on. A marriage is a team. You're damn fucking skippy. You're contributing to it. What are you talking about? And 99.99% of them go, no. What? So you just want to find some dude with money, marry him, and then just sit the fuck down.
Oh yeah, see, and that's.
But he asks the same questions every single time, and if they answer that, then you're just a freeloader.
Yeah.
And they all fall into the trap. So make money, make money, make money. So who's going to hate that? All the ones who thought all the men were suckers and you could just, find this guy with money and just move on in there like a cuckoo. Do you understand? They're going to be pissed because he's highlighting the game. We spend a little bit too much time talking about the Godfather, but that's just my long and short of it. So my girlfriend and I sit down, we crack open a bottle of wine, we watch the videos, we try and watch the Instagrams. They're a bit late at night, but boy, and we just sit back and we laugh at like how far behind the mindset is, because that's what it is. The mindset's behind. Anyway, sorry. Round up what you had to say about Kevin Samuels, because you said you disagreed with one or two things. I just wanted to know what those were. I just had to reiterate certain points because I didn't want you to sort of just talk and fall into the trap of assuming things that 99% of the women do.
Right? No. What I was going to say about Kevin Samuels is
Go on.
It was basically like I agree with his attitude and his persona of what he's explaining to people, right? And his bluntness of what he's explaining to people, right? I've got no problem with that, and I think, and in fact, I applaud him for that. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, he's not beating about the bush, he's not crabbing no one, coming sideways and blah blah blah.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
You know what I mean? The issue that I did have with is sometimes his level of expectation, right, is sometimes what I would say is not a natural level for the common folk. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but
in the sense that
high value is not common.
No, so what I'm trying to say is this, right? So, for example, there's one video I watched where he's like talking about a guy phoned in and the guy was saying he's earning like something like 70 grand a year.
Right.
Yeah. And Samuel turned around and told him he's a bum for earning 70 grand a year. Right. Now,
Did he do that? Did he do that?
He did, because he said, well, if you're earning 70 grand a year, because obviously remember Kevin Samuels comes from a financial background.
That's right. Yeah.
Right. So coming from a financial background.
Did he say that, or did he say comparatively or respectively? Right.
No, he no, if I can find the video now, I can take it back and show you.
Yeah, you should do.
Right.
Because that's
So basically, so what I'm trying to say is that in certain circumstances, right, you cannot. Not everyone can win a race. You understand that, right?
Sure.
And sometimes you'll find that people who are 5th and 6th are doing very well and doing the best they can to be able to get to the top.
That's why I said it's all relative.
Right?
Yeah.
So for me, sometimes I feel that when I've watched some of the videos he's done, sometimes I think that he's set a standard. His standard of normality, right,
normalcy
is a bit above a reproach for the average person.
That was the whole point, and that it's still. Let me give you an example, right? It's like a matchmaker, right? Trying to find a wife for Prince Harry, right?
Yeah.
And 10 million Biancas from EastEnders turn up thinking that they can fit the role.
Yeah.
Right?
They're not all Biancas though. No, sorry, Biancas. I think Biancas. Oh yeah. Oh,
Bianca,
Lord.
About it's like you got 30,000. You got 10,000 Essex girls, right? You give me 5,000 girls from Newcastle, and then 15,000 Scousers. All I have turned up for the job with the Prince. Like, what about the Prince? And you're like, right, from the very beginning, what's the problem? Right, do you understand? Hello, right? So that level of incongruence, right, is what he encounters every single interview, right? It's that level of incongruence, right? You're coming from, like, there's no way even your articulation, your thought process, there's no way you're getting from there to access. And he even made a point, guys, they don't even see those types of women unless it's to smash and dash. Do you understand?
Yeah, cool.
Right.
Yeah, cool. Right, but the point I'm making though, right, is like going back to your Scousers perspective,
Analogy, go on.
Analogy, so sorry, right?
Yeah.
What I'm trying to say is that even though in reality we know that you're gonna have 1,000 ugly girls going after a guy who they think that they should, who wish they want to go out with a guy that earns £100,000 a week or whatever it is, right? That's unrealistic for them.
Absolutely. And
there's a great area though still, because there are guys who may not fit a certain demographic,
right?
Because they don't look a certain way.
Average guys.
Yeah.
Average guys.
Right? Average guys. Well,
average man?
Because now, what is average? Because average is subjective, isn't it?
Okay. Well, what do you mean? Okay, less than the high. We can compartmentalize the high value men. That's easy. We say high value man, compartmentalize that. Underneath that is the other hardworking guys who would not be perceived. They don't drag in that amount of money, but they're professional, they're intelligent, they earn an amount of money. What would you generalize them as?
right? Now, what I'd ask you is this, right? Is that same person, let's say that person is...
Yeah, hold on. But what would you generalize them as?
As in like...
If you have high value, okay, we put that to the side. We're not going to talk about them anymore. And we're talking about the guys underneath, right? The guys who aren't earning that amount of money, the guys that you were just talking about, right?
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, what would you classify them as? Because I said average guy. I said average man.
It's average. I would agree. It's average man.
Right. Okay.
But then for the average man.
Yeah.
For that average man, yeah. Why should not that average man be able to, what I would say, try to go like how can I put it? Why should that average man only see himself potentially at a level just because he doesn't fit a specific look? If you know what I'm trying to say. So you could be a plumber, right?
Right.
Earning £100,000 a week, right? But because you don't look a certain way,
right,
a woman would consider you not to be suitable for them.
Well, what I'd say is Kevin Samuels bigs up average men a hell of a lot, and he said, "What's wrong with being average men?" Right? Since when was being an average man an insult? Right? An average man is what is expected. An average man is the average income, right? The average wage is where a majority of people should be pitching their ambitions because that's where they fit in. But that's logical, right?
Yeah, that is very logical.
Right, so let's make money off the delusion. Because all of these bitches want the top percentage of men. Remember, I compartmentalized high value men. I said, let's put them over there. Let's not talk about it because we know what they are, right? Well, I said, what are average men? Well, I'd say I'm an average guy. Would you not say you're an average guy? Right? I'm not raking in tons of flying all over the fucking place, blah, blah, blah. Right, therefore, a lot of the quote unquote bad bitches out there who know that they're good looking, right, would not talk to you or me. We don't even fit into the equation. They don't fulfill the requirements that you or I would want from a wife. They don't fulfill the requirements that the high value man would want from a wife, but they want to jump over you, me, and go straight to that.
Yeah.
There's the delusion.
Yeah,
right? Right. For me, are you even educated enough to help?
Yeah.
Right? Prerequisite number one. Right? So if you could be a 9 or a 10, right? Cool, but that only meant something when I was in my 20s and early 20s. It was like fucking 9s and 10s in my early 20s. 9s and 10s wasn't looking at me in my early 20s. Prospective growing up to me, 9s and 10s were looking at me in my 20s, right? Who I should have really married up until this point, but I'm here now. Everything's stable, right? And I can see the delusion. I appreciate the delusion. Kevin Samuels reps blue collar men. He says they make the world go round. But as I said, right, the delusion is all of those blue collar men. Right, have you seen 90 Day Fiance? Yeah, those are all blue collar men who go and rescue broke bitches. Yeah, who come to the West. Oh, I'm so glad to be in America. Oh, I live in trailer. But some of them are coming to America and looking at America, going, "Hang on a second, this ain't all it's cracked up to be." Right? Some of them, like the Filipino bitches and stuff, who coming over and going, "Oh yes, we will get third girlfriend. Yeah, we have a house with central heating. Yeah, and a fucking front door and a back fucking door. Yeah, without creepy crawlies on the floor." Right? You're an exceptionally high value man to that person, and you can get a stunningly pretty. So that's the only hole I find in any of that is, as you said, kind of, I'm trying to back you here, in certain, like, men should not feel that they're secondary to that level that Kevin Samuels talks about, because it's a very distinctly small number of people, right? And if you're humble enough to go, "Well, I don't fit into that category," well, then you can stand back and you can look at all the girls that you think are below you anyway, trying to jump past you and get them, and you just sit back and go, "Popcorn. Who's next? Who's the next caller?"
Yeah. And I think that was the point I was trying to make, is that, you know what I mean? I'm not trying to say that what I agree with everything you said, right? And I was just kind of like pointing out that at some point, like I said, as an average person, as an average man, like myself, I consider myself to be, I wouldn't say that I'm ugly or nothing like that, but I know I can get a bad bitch if I wanted to, right? So I've got a game like that. When I put my game on, know what I'm saying? And
See,
I'm sure you
this,
can
if this was live, I'd be saying, has this guy got game? Give me number one in the chat, and this guy's got game.
I am the king and will not be. I am the king and will not.